Here we are going to present you our project Animo et compagnie. For the summary, we are going to see the team, why Animo et compagnie, the architecture, the sort services, the different features of the website, and the conclusion. This website has been created, designed and built by Elodie and Lucile. We are both full stack developers and we work on the back end and the front end. At the beginning, we worked together just with the brainstorming and the mock-up. And for the first day of coding, we coding on the same code together, just to be more confident. After that, we dispatched the work, but we were always available for each other, to help each other, because two brains is better than one.
So why Animo et compagnie? The idea came from a real-life situation in which I saw a cat hit by a car in the city, and then I felt helpless in this situation. I don't know what to do. For example, call the police or take the animal to the vet, or if I go to the vet, I should pay the cost, so I don't know. Then I spoke with a veterinarian about the project and confirmed that it would be a good idea to group, to bring together all information about animals. For example, all professionals about animal world. For example, a slide with what to do in different situations, and bring all announcement adoption for an animal between all professionals. And then we study different websites, and no one today propose this situation, and so that's why Animo et compagnie was born.
For the architecture, we choose the MERN-stack architecture. To be clear, MERN stands for MongoDB, Express, React, and Node.js. And this stack allows us to create a website from start to finish. And give us the ability to manage front-end and back-end. It's a full stack. The scalability of the MERN-stack allows us to maintain easily our website and combined with NoSQL, make our application really efficient. So when you see the diagram, you almost see how we built really the code and all the files.
We use several third services. For the backend, we use Postman. It's really useful for testing our API. We use MongoDB Atlas for store our database. So our database is not on our machine, is on the cloud, so it's really useful when we work in remote. Then we use two French government API, so INSEE and Journal officiel. We use Google Map API, JSON Web Token, and the technology of web scraping. For the front end, we use React icons, the combination of React and Bootstrap, and FormsFree for our contact form. We would like to use SendGrid, but we need a domain name, so today we don't have it. Then for the creativity, we use Figma and Google Docs for write our specification. For the communication, all the day with Lucile, Google Meet and Trello, it was our dashboard to share and display our work. And for Lucile, she used VS Code, me WebStorm, thanks the GitHub Pack student, and to host our code GitHub.
So let's begin to show you our feature of our website, and we begin with the home page, the first page, I'm sure. Our website can be used by a lot of people, all of type of people, children, like old person. Because anybody can have an animal. So we decided to make it simple and easy for all users. So a lot of features, you don't need to have an account to use the website. On this home page there is a big navbar, information about us, legal information, and a form to contact us. And we can improve this home page with more user tests to know how add more guidance to find easily information. Let me show you the result. So this is our home page. So you have the name of the website, the navbar, a little description, the beautiful logo designed by Elodie, and the footer. So you see it's a big navbar with big icon, so it's easy to find it, and a little text to be sure it's understandable. This is the modal for who we are, the modal for legal information, and the form to contact us. So for the moment you can see the icon for Facebook and Instagram, but Animo & company hasn't an account for the moment.
For the authentication feature, the objective it was to create a sign up for different profiles, for example veterinarian, association and user lambda to log in our account. We implement a verification of identity of professionals. For example, we verify the SIRET, for example, if the SIRET is for a veterinarian or not. The association for the animals. Then we implement a strong and secure password for more security. And then it was the time where we define our model for our database. The learning here it was to use the famous JSON web token. We learn to communicate with two API, GeoJournal officiel and Cie, and we learn how to handle numerous errors. For example, to have a good format of password, email, if the email already exists, if an account already exists with a username, etc. The improvement here, we would like to send an email when a user signs up or create an account. We would like to implement the possibility if I forget my password, and a profile page to update personal information. So let me show you. You can connect on the home page on the right. You can see the login part, and then the sign up part. So you can see veterinarian, association or user lambda. We choose veterinarian. We verify the SIRET is not the right SIRET, for example. So we choose another one. Yes, it's good now. We add some predictive text, you can see, for the address. This information comes from the API. Then the user add a phone number, add a username. He should add an email, and then a strong password. It's a combination from the CNIL, so we need to have at least 12 characters, one uppercase letter, one lowercase letter, one number at least, and one special character. When you can see the color change when you have added the correct information, and you can hide or show your password. Yes, and then valid. You have created your account and you are connected.
We continue with the component find professionals, and we use the Google Map API for this feature, and to have a map and information about professional. But also some professionals, because we decided to allow the user to access only a specific type of user, like veterinarian, animal shelter or city hall, the world of the animal. To improve this feature, we need more money, so maybe we need because we need to pay Google to have the phone number and the opening hours. For the moment, we just know if at the connection if the pro is open or closed. Or it will be great. It will be great if we can convince Pajon to use their free and French API. So let me show you. So you can click on looking for a professionnel. So you see some professional only. You must add the city or your full address for more precision. And you have 20 professionals with a perimeter of 50 kilometers. And you can zoom out, zoom in the map, move the map. If you hover directly on the pin, you have directly the address, or you have the card on the side.
For the feature useful information, in this part we would like to implement some different themes that come from legal information from Service Public. It's a French website of government. We would like to give answer for the user with their doubts, and we would like implement filtering information. Here we implement the technology of web scraping. The web scraping, it's when we simulate the behavior of a user on a web page. So we simulate an open window, we simulate a click. The method is different if we have a static or a dynamic content. With this method, we don't have to copy paste stupidly a web page. We have no problem of updating. And we would like to, the improvement is to add more themes. So let me show you. On the left, on the sidebar, you click on Info Utile, information. We have a spin because we are going to retrieve all information. For example, Mark, if you have your dog or your cat dead and you don't know, you can find the information here. So we're filtering the two themes that talk about your cat. Dead animals. And everything is automatic.
Okay, adopt found pets and lost pets are really similar. Those features list all animals for each category. The user can filter the list to see only specific animals. And after that, the user can click on the card of the animal to have more information and see the contact of the person who posts the card. So for those features, we learn how to handle multiple images, resizing them in different sizes for our needs of our website, and we create our own API to collect information of our database. For the front, we made the general components to reuse them easily in different components. So it's particularly true for these three features because they are really similar, but it's true for all the websites. So to improve those features, we must add the possibility to the user to send messages between us to exchange information about an animal. So you can click on Adopt Animal, so you have all the cards of all animals, so you can scroll it if you want to see everything. Or you can choose a species and a sex, for example, and you have other type. And if you love Titus, you have already some information. Or you click on it, you have more information. Maybe a better description, sometimes depends on the user. And you can click on the contact. Here it's an association, so you must call them directly to have an appointment to meet Titus. So it's the same thing for found animals. You can filter directly. And for lost animals. So if one day you lost your little ball of fur, you don't know what to do, you go on Animo et compagnie, directly on the phone animals. You see with the filter if someone find your animals. If not, you can add an announcement.
So for my announcement, the objective here it was to be available only if the user is connected. So just only for this feature, we listing all animals, all for example my animals. The user here can create, update, delete, and read his announcement. Here the learning it was to create a CRUD application. CRUD it's for create, R for read, U for date, and D for delete, with the MERN stack. And the improvement here, we would like to add a favorite page. For example, if I want to adopt an animal, maybe for a lot of animals, I would like to select someone, and I have a page where I selected my favorite animals. Let me show you. Look, you click on my announcement, les annonces. So I can see all of my annonces. I'm filtering them about adoption. I can create a new announcement. So you can see all inputs are required. We can add 1, 2, or 3 images. I can update. So we retrieve the information from the database. And retrieve the images. And we can delete if, for example, the animals is found. And we had a little confirmation if we would like really delete animals.
To delete misclick.
Yes.
So in conclusion, we are really proud to have created this proof of concept. We were always focused on our audience and always try to be simple, clear, and accessible. And we made for that a responsive design to be on each screen. And for the security, to keep information of the user, we use cookies instead of local storage to prevent us of XSS attacks. So this project allows us to use Git in real situation like professional, because we have a pull request and merge, etc. To be agile and see which part of coding we prefer. For Elodie, she prefers the front because she can see directly the view on her screen. And for me, it's more the back. I like to make API. And I also see the result immediately with the great tool Postman. So it's almost the same thing. Animo company is not finished yet for the moment. We must add a profile page, send an email after the sign up, and add interaction between users. So we need probably to improve the actual features too.
So thank you for your attention. So do you have questions?
Do you have questions? No?
No.
Do you want to see more our website?
Yes.
No?
Will you show your websites to some veterinary or shelter animal shelter?
No, not yet.
Not yet,
Not actually.
but when?
No. When we finish the profile page, because to update, if they need to update, they change the phone number, for example. So to be sure they can update this type of information.
Okay.
We want to be sure of that, and the email for the sign up to, for the authentication, just to be sure that the authentication is finished and the profile page too.
When they could connect
Yes.
on it.
Yeah, to be sure that's easy for the user to do everything.
So you will actually try to really launch it and make it work for many people?
Exactly.
Cool.
And we try to keep the website free. So that's why we need a little more money to pay Google or the deployment.
Just a quick advice, because it's already really complete and nice, so
Okay.
great job, especially since the fact that you were not in the same town when you worked together. So that's really cool, but just a quick advice, maybe you should, as you say, work quickly on the interactions, because the more people you will bring with interaction between them, the more you will have a sustainable model potentially behind that, and then it will be because you need some inputs of people posting ads.
Without
and,
that, 3 features are not useful. So we need people.
but it's really cool, really nice,
Great.
and
Great, thank you.
the right balance between functionalities and simple. So
It's
good
the
job.
goal. Yes. Great. Okay.
No question.
Do you have any way to like check if someone is capable of adopting an animal? Like, are they safe to adopt an animal?
No, that's why it's not like a shop. You need to call the association. Only a professional can add an announcement for adoption. If you are just a user, you can just add an announcement for lost or found. That's it. If you are a professional, you can add an announcement for adoption. And you don't adopt on the website, you need to call the professional, and then they are sure you are okay to adopt an animal.
We would like to limit the traffic of animals, so only the professionals can create announcement for adoption. So
That's why we use as the authentication the Cette and the RNA for the association. That's why we are sure that it's a real professional.
the security for animals is very
Yeah.
important.
And we choose the type of the professional too. It's not all the professional.
You could also add a rating of professionals by the users, so that they can.
No, we don't think about that because we want it's for the animal shelter, and there are a lot of animal shelters, and a lot of them have not a good website or
So you want to be neutral.
yeah. So I think it's a good thing for us.
I want to create a mobile app one day.
We don't know.
I know.
We are not sure of that because it's responsive for the moment,
Yes.
so you can use it in a mobile if you want. But if we want to keep a large audience, so to be sure it's for everybody, maybe keep it just on the web, and we are not sure yet. Maybe.
The veterinarian share with me a lot of people are not really easy with application to upload an application, and a website is the better solution and responsive. Yes.
Can you show us how it works on mobile?
Yes.
What it will look like?
Yes. You can see
If you have
an iPhone.
seen a screen.
My iPhone. Yes.
That's how you see it on your iPhone?
Yes.
Yes. For example.
Find the Pro. You have the sidebar.
The same thing, but thinner.
Yes.
Okay.
And I can hide my search bar.
But you don't have a scroll bar to the left, to the right?
No.
No.
For example, in Angers. You can see the map.
And the listing too?
No,
Not yet?
No,
Be-
but
because
if you
with
are
the smartphone we have we can go on
directly
each
on the
piece
pin,
Ah, okay.
and we
and
have
you can,
the,
and you have the address
Okay.
and the name. For the moment, we just need to have the phone number
yes.
to add it, and it was great.
Okay.
I
It
have
would be
another
great.
question. I have another question.
Yes.
We can only add cats and dogs in
Yes.
Actually.
For the moment,
For
we
the
just
moment.
stop because it's the most
Popular,
popular animals for the. So maybe later the
Maybe
yak,
horse,
maybe horses, yes.
yes,
We see with the
snake.
how
Maybe.
users use it, and if we saw that user need more animals, we can add after that.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you for your presentation. Do you know where are the next steps to do before to deploy your solution?
As we said earlier, it's to be sure of the authentication is finished, the profile page, and
The sending message.
yes,
Between users.
users to, because when you are not a professional, we don't give the number of the user to another. So we need some interaction. So, oh, you find my cat, great. We need to contact each other, but by messages. For the moment, that does not exist.
What do you think? I have a question for you. What do you think is the most difficult part here in this project?
Ah, yes.
Scrapping the APIs.
Scrapping? Web scrapping? Okay.
You have no idea. For you, everything is easy.
What?
I remember you said it to me, so I cannot.
Yes. You know.
Yes, I know.
Charlotte.
Yeah, you know.
To working together from different cities?
No.
No?
Really easy.
No, it was this. No.
No.
So
You have the solution.
you reveal
You see.
the most difficult part.
Upload an image.
Not upload. Update images.
Handle
It was difficult.
images.
Handle images in general.
Size.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not
We have
easy.
different types. When we upload an image, it's a type of file. And when the images came, for example, not connected. So it's in live. Yeah. Here,
So,
these images came from a database and the server. But when I upload here an image, for example here, another one, it's a type of file, and when we want to handle it, it's a type of blob with binary information. So it was really difficult to handle two types of objects and to resizing the imaging in the right format. It was the most difficult. Really.
And how long does it take to solve it? How long did you spend on, how much time did you spend on it?
Days.
2 or 3 days to finish
Yes.
definitely this part.
So I don't know.
We begin with just upload the image at the beginning when we create. It was okay with Multer,
24 hours, I think.
but yes, it was
2
a
days
big
of
part
8
when we need
hours.
to update it.
Yes.
Just on it.
Yes, on it. Yes.
It was really hard.
Yes. But web scrapping is not difficult.
Yes. Really easy.
When you have the schema, how it works, it's easy. It's cool.
Thank you. Thank you. Everyone. Yes.
On se retrouve dans 5 minutes pour le prochain démodé.
So, hello everybody. Today we are going to show you our portfolio project, the last project of the specialization year at Overton. And the project is named Motiv.
For the summary, we will start with a little introduction, speak about learning objective, we will talk about technical parts, the future of the project, and a little bit more.
So first, let's talk about the team. We are 2 members working on this project. So my name is Rémi, I'm 20, and I'm from Overton cohort 17.
And I'm Maxence, I'm 24 years old. I'm in 6-17, and also I'm a staff at the Overton School Bordeaux.
We have decided to work together because we are both passionate about sport and programming, and we thought it was a better idea to work on a bigger sport app rather than 2 small sport apps. So now let's talk about the product. We are actually creating a free mobile application intended for all profiles, old or young. So the concept is very simple. If you want to practice an activity with other people but no around you is available, or you don't know anyone, maybe because you are new in a city, for example, you just have to create an account on Motiv, and you will be able to create or join sports events. An example of an event could be a yoga session, a basketball match, a dance course, for example. So now let's talk about the learning objectives of this project.
So we have a different learning objective. We can start by the first one, spending our technical knowledge. Even if we learn a lot of things in Overton, we can't learn each specificity and specificity of language. We believe that learning continuously is important for a developer career. Next is to work well in a team. We can be excellent technically, but if you don't know how to express yourself and work in a team, it could be problematic. We have to make a user-friendly interface. It's one of the most important learning objectives because it is the first thing the user will see. Also, we have to make a solid back-end part because if the front end is good, it's important for the user to have a solid back-end part. And the last is to pitching a project. It can be an investor, employee, partner, etc. And now we can talk about the tech stack.
Yes, we can. So as Elodie, Lucile, and Cola, and Valentin, we decided to use a main stack, of course, that stands for MongoDB, Express.js, React Native, and Node.js. The only difference is that we use React Native instead of React because we are developing a mobile application on iOS and Android, so you don't have web application on your laptop. So we have decided to use this stack because, for example, we use only one language, JavaScript, for both back and front end parts. So I find this is better. We use MongoDB because we don't have relations between tables. So I think MongoDB is the good one. Then Express.js allows us to create robust APIs and backend server. React Native is great because it has a great community online with a lot of documentation. So this is perfect when you have an issue. This is really easy to find solutions. And next, Node.js is perfect because it allows us to handle a large amount of connections. So if we have a lot of users, Node.js is perfect for that. Now, let's talk about the tools.
Concerning the third service, we use GitHub to host our code and handle the different version of it. We also use MongoDB Atlas to save our data and Postman to test the API.
So now let's talk about the architecture.
Our architecture is based on the MVC system, M for model, V for view, and C for controller, which is very simple to understand. We have a user that activates controller according to the application functionality. The controller creates action to modify or create the database.
And what I didn't say before is that Node.js is monolithic, so all the code is on one server, so this is easier to deploy it, but it can also be dangerous if we don't have some microservices, because if we want to do an update, for example, we have to deploy all the code, and not only one part of the application. Now let's talk about the successes and failures, because each project has successes and failures. First, let's start with the successes. We succeed to create a strong login system. We succeed to send emails to verify account and reset password. So we send a 4-digit code to verify email and a 12 characters password to reset the password. And this is one use only for the password. We succeed to create a pleasant user interface. We find it pleasant. You will say after if you find it too. And then we succeed to create sessions to avoid the user reconnecting. So you just have to connect one time, and after you are connected for 1 month. Then let's talk about failures. We didn't have time to implement a notification and a chat system because we had only 4 weeks to code it. And during these 4 weeks, we had some meetings with actors, because we are actually part of Laval Main Technopole. So we had some meetings and we didn't have time to code during 4 weeks. And we didn't succeed to use Android Studio because our laptop were not powerful enough. So when we launched Android Studio to simulate an Android phone on our laptop, the laptop became a plane. So, no. So we decided to test it on our own phone. Maxence Rémi had an iPhone, but some people had, like Oussem, has an Android, so we could test it on Android.
And now for the improvement and learning, we can improve the interface, even if we think it's very good. We have to think about taking a step back and ameliorate it. We want to add a new section as a home page, create a chat and notification system to improve the lively application, and we have in our mind implement new functionality, but this is surprise. We learn how to use React Native, how to send email to verify account, reset password, etc., and the basic security rules.
Exactly. Now, what's next for the app? Because even if Alberton is nearly finished, we would like to deploy this application, so we have some steps in mind, such like, as I said before, we would like to create a notification and chat system to create interaction between users. This kind of applications can't live without interaction between users. Then we would like, as Maxence said, create a homepage with new functionalities. We would like to improve security, because hacker techniques evolved every day, so we have to keep ourselves updated. Then we would like to find partners, such as sports companies, sport shop, for example, and give advantages to our user. So if a Motiv user is active on our application, we will give him some advantages, such as promotion code, for example. We would like to improve requests, because if our requests are great, the application is quick. So this is great to improve requests. And of course, we would like to deploy it in maybe at the beginning of 2024. Now, let's see the demo. So first, you can create an account, of course. So you can't see the password because Apple blocked it, but I'm actually typing the password. So email and password. Then you can give your last name, first name, username, and birthday. You have to be 15 years old to create an account. So when I type a username that already exists, you will see that the username is already used, so you have to change it. Now you can choose all your activity you like. For now we have 13 activities, but we will add some activities later. And then you can give your city where you live. Now, as you can see, we have an email to verify our accounts. So we type the code. This is the profile page. So very simple, with some statistics and activities we like. We can update our profile picture to create one. So we upload it on our server. So now it is updated. Then we have a setting page. There are dumb fake settings. Now you can search for some events. So this is a event preview like this. You can filter by a city, for example, if you choose Paris. Like this, you can find one event. When you click on it, you can see some information about it. This is really simple because, as I said, we had only 4 weeks, so we will improve the user interface later. And if you want to join an event, you just have to click on participate, and then you spend 20 credits. I will say about it later. So now my profile is updated with the information. Now, yes, you can create, of course, an event. And I will show you how to reset the password, because maybe the user can forget his password. So if you type a password that is wrong and you forgot it, you can click on mot de passe oublié. Then you type your email. So it will work only if this email is known by our database. So if you put a wrong email, it won't work. So you send the email, and you will have a new one use only password. So this is a random password. This is really ugly but secure. So now you put this new password, this is a one use only password, and we will ask the user to create a new password to keep the user master of this password. This is a CNIL recommendation, a CNIL obligation. And now if the password is good, now the password is updated. So really simple. And as I said, it is coming soon. So conclusion time.
So for us, the project was a really good opportunity to deepen our knowledge. It was also the perfect time to learn a new one, such as mobile development with React Motiv. It was really interested to learn how to do a secure app and how to create a presentative interface.
Thanks for your attention. Do you have some questions?
What happened after the event?
We don't implement
we don't implement it, but we would like to. We will keep the event in our database. Maybe 1 week or 1 month. We have to be sure.
Week.
1 week, yeah. If we have some problems, so we have the event in our database, and the user will have some credits to spend in our partners. So it is an award for being active on the application. And I think they will have new friends, maybe, by participating to an event.
You said that the user must be 15 years old minimum. Why 15?
Because this application is like BlaBlaCar, for example. You meet a stranger, you don't know the stranger. Even if the profile is verified, it is online, and online we can verify all we want. So we think 15 is the good one because you are in high school, so you are more mature, maybe, I think. And we hesitate between because Facebook, for example, it is 13. We find this is this is not good. So 50, we will try, and we would like also to implement a system to check the ID card.
Oh, yes.
To check it is on ready 15.
We also want to create an event private, so it's very secure, for example, for women.
Yes, so if a woman is not confident with a man, for example, she can create a private event. So people who want to join the event, it will ask an invitation to the administrator of the event, and she can accept on it.
And could we see our role as the organizer
Yeah.
of the event? Because if I am 15 and I don't want to join an event of an old man, I don't know, yes.
Yes, when we will add the possibility to check every profile with a view. So we will see the profile, some stats. We can recommend it. We can chat with it, etc. So later we will add the possibility to check all the administrator information and all the other users and other participants information to check other profiles. Yeah.
You can net the interaction with the user. If one person with 15, for example, go in the stand, if the indication on the application say this person is sure, is a possibility.
It's a possibility to validate profile.
Yeah, to note the profile.
Yes.
To save it.
No, we have
To give a recommendation.
I
Yeah.
have one interaction with one person. I say, okay, it's a good person.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. After the events, we will add the possibility. We will send a notification to all the participants of an event to say, if you want, you can give an advice to this guy you meet yesterday, for example, and you will add stars, advice, or simply a recommendation. We will see later. And when a user will have more recommendation, we will validate his profile by maybe adding a new border to his profile pic or something to see this guy is sure.
Okay.
He's sure, and he done a lot of events.
You can do a group.
Yes, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's my friend group.
And I don't know if you see, but on the profile page we add débutant written. When you join for the first time Motiv, you are a débutant. But when you do a lot of events, etc., your level become expert or intermédiaire, for example. So if you see a guy is an expert and has a lot of recommendation, this is sure. This is pretty sure. Yeah.
And you know how to do with the ID verification?
ID card.
Yes.
You have some package, some module.
Okay, yes.
We won't create from scratch. We will use something that already exists. Yeah.
Did you have fun and are you proud of what you did?
Yeah, sure. Sure, because what we present you, this is 4 weeks work, but the project is from, I don't know, 1 year, it's 1 year, I think. This project has been part of a contest, La Innove, for example. We were finalists, so in La Innove, the contest presents our project to a lot of people, and all the reactions were good. So that's another part, and we pitch the project behind journalists, behind entrepreneurs. So this is yeah.
And we have a coach startup of Laval Technopole here. Yes. What do you think about this project?
No, I think it's a good project. I don't know this project before because I'm new at Laval Technopole, but I just wonder if there not exists same platform or same application yet.
We check, of course. That was the first thing Laval Technopole tells us. What are the concurrents? You have some application, but they didn't succeed. They didn't have a lot of users.
And do you know why they don't succeed?
We think maybe of the timing, but that's not because maybe they launched it in a bad period maybe, and they didn't have the system of awards, of credits, and that's a thing that works actually. We have a lot of applications such as, for example, reward. When you walk, you win some awards, and it's good, and the user like it to be awarded. So maybe it's for that, and maybe for the interface. If the interface is not very user-friendly, It can be a lot of things, and maybe of the communication, because we talk with many people at Laval Main Technopole, and they say one of the key is communication. So we have to get a lot of money to communicate well, but it's okay.
What about collaboration? Did you have any conflict, different point of views, different choices you could have made and you had to argue?
No. So we didn't have time to have conflict. So, and I did mock-ups before the project, so we know what we have to code. And Maxence focused itself on the back end, and I focused myself on the front end. We can work both on each, but we decided to divide the work like this, and he worked on the back end, so he was alone on the back end, so he can't have conflicts with itself, I think. For example, but we communicate each day. We have some points. We have some points to know what he's doing, and when I need some endpoint of the API, I tell hey Maxence, I need this endpoint, and in 10 or 20 minutes it was good. And when he tried the application, when he find a bug, for example, he says to me, and it was like this. And we say we are 2, but in fact we are 3, because Usem works with us. For the portfolio project, we worked with Maxence, so Usem didn't code. But Usem will join us right now, to code on the application. So now we will be 3 on the application.
How it is, because Rémi, you have this idea since 1.5 years, and Maxence, you already have a little idea, and you have to join him with all the idea of Rémi, and there are some things you want to add, and Rémi already has his idea, and how did you manage? Because you still have an idea too.
Yes.
And was it? Can you give all your idea, or is it? It was hard to add new things, to change the things that are in the mind of Rémi?
My subject was not more what can I say? No. My subject was to one sport, and when Rémi talked me about his project, I agree totally.
Okay, thank you.
But we have the same idea, but it was just one sport.
Yes, musculation.
Yes.
And now, what are your needs for the future? What do you need now to deploy your project?
Time.
No, we need some time, yeah, sure. Because now we are at the deadline. Now we don't have a precise deadline. We just have to create good things. We would like to deploy it at the beginning of 2024, but we are not obligated to launch it at the beginning of 2024. And of money, because if we want to do great communication, we need money.
Do you know approximately how much do you need?
It depends if we want only to do communication in Mayenne, in Pays de Loire, or in France. And if we want to call influencers, such as YouTubers, of course, because they are very powerful, but very expensive. I know that, for example, a YouTuber for only one passage in a video could be 50,000 euros, so this is really expensive. And with TikTok, Instagram, it is some thousands of euros if we want to do great communications. But it can be very expensive, sure.
Maybe you could have a soft launch with trying to have quite some users already to be the beta testers, and then you fix and adjust all these things with their feedback, and then you can communicate once you're ready to go.
Another thing that could be good is to launch first in Laval, because Laval is really dynamic. We have a lot of infrastructures, a lot of guy who loves sports and a lot of for example, new students. So maybe it could be cool to launch it maybe in Mayenne, for example, to start to see the reactions and adjust the application. It could be a good idea too.
And to ask sport association to use it. And
Yeah, sure. We had some meetings with sport association last month. 2 weeks ago, maybe we had a meeting with the president of Mayron. It's an association, a running association with 1,700 members, for example. We had a meeting with the French Federation of Bridge, the card game, but they are interested by our application, and the French Federation of Bridge would like to give the contact of French Federation of Golf and Badminton. So this can be good to end the Comité départemental of Basketball of the Mayenne. Would like to meet ourselves, so we will see. Yeah.
And it will be developed in companies like la Nice, actual group.
Exactly, this could be good for team building, for example. Each big companies could use it to organize events in the company, inside the companies, for example. Yeah, it could be good.
Okay. Thank you.
It's good.
Very good.
Merci pour votre attention et à bientôt.